In the previous video, I showed you how to draft out the pattern for this, and in this video, we are going to be moving on to transferring those patterns to fabric, cutting out the straight flare, and sewing this gorgeous outfit. If you are new here, my name is Kemi Omorugbe. You're welcome to Kemafrik. Here is the pattern we drafted from the previous video. I will be transferring the front pattern to fabric by adding half an inch allowance all round, except for the side seam where I made use of 1 inch seam allowance. I did the same thing for the back. I didn't cut out the darts for either the front or the back. It was just a chunk of fabric which I'm going to be sewing in. Now for the straight peplum, I put my fabric on fold and measured 40 inches. That means when we open it up, we have 80 inches, right? I am also marking the length of 10 inches for the height of the peplum. I am starting with the front, right? So this peplum is going straight just into the front bodice alone. After doing that, I went ahead to mark, and my 10 inches included the allowance I'll be using to sew this onto the front bodies. So when I was through with the front, I went ahead to place it on another fabric, and for this, since I'm cutting the back, I included 1 inch at the center back for my zipper allowance, and I went ahead to cut out the straight peplum for the back. For the trouser pattern, I transferred it to fabric, adding 1 inch side seam allowance, 1 inch hemming allowance, and half an inch at the inseam, the crouch, and at the waistline. Here is the pattern for the pocket, and I'm just adding half an inch seam allowance all round, both for the pocket and for the pocket facing. And this is what we have. Now let's move on to the sewing process. Here I have my fabric and the lining here. Remember that on the waistline we have a 1 inch wide dart for the back, even though I didn't mark it out on the paper. So I just took a measurement from the center back to mark out the position of my dart, which I notched on both the fashion fabric and on the lining as well. So I'll go ahead now to stitch my dart, my 1 inch wide dart, and I'm going to extend it to the chest line for both the fashion fabric and the lining. And here is our sewn dart right here. Let's move on to the front. For the front, our dart is a bit wide because we closed up the side dart, right? So I'll be notching the 2 dart legs right there and measuring the length of my dart, which I will mark out. So in order for you to place this correctly, you're going to pick out your fashion fabric and fold from 1 notch. Make sure you place 1 notch on the other notch like this, and when you're doing that, make sure that the waistline is straight. Okay, so the waistline of the side, the dart you are sewing must align with what you have at the center of the fabric. I just hope you understand. Okay, so here I am measuring out the length of my dart. Remember, I made a mistake on this pattern, right? I was able to correct that because I didn't cut out the dart. So I eventually extended my dart to the bust line, not the chest line. Having sewn in the darts on the right, I am moving on to do the same thing for the left side of my front bodies. Notching it, measuring out the length, and going ahead to stitch it close. And I also repeated the process on the lining as well. Now here is our sewn dart, and this is what I have right here. I didn't cut the fabric because of the nature of the fabric. It is hand woven and it frays very easily. Now we are going to be stitching the lining and the fashion fabric along the neckline by half an inch, and I'll go ahead to top stitch on the lining. I am doing that on the front bodies and on the back bodies as well. Now I am careful not to notch this fabric a lot because it is hand woven and can continue to loosen after notching. Next, we are going to stitch the front and back piece together along the shoulder. So I'll be opening up my shoulder like this, stitching the fashion fabric to the fashion fabric and the lining to the lining by 1/2 inch. I'll also be doing the same thing on the kimono side of thing, but this time, you know, kimono already includes the sleeve, right? Yes. Here is my sleeve, and I cut out a lining for my sleeve as well. I'll be stitching the fabric onto the fabric and the lining onto the lining. Here our sleeve is fixed and it looks beautiful. The next thing I'll be doing is to close up the hem of the sleeve. Remember, we have lining and we also have the fashion fabric, right? So we are going to be facing the right side of the lining against the right side of the fashion fabric and stitching close the hem of the sleeve, both for the side with the kimono sleeve and the side with the regular sleeve. We are stitching by 1/2 inch to give us a clean hemline for the sleeve. This is what we have right here, all closure along the sleeve hem done. The next thing I'll be doing is to close up the zipper allowance. So because I won't be using inseam finishing for this outfit, just because the owner will not be around for fitting and we want to make it easy for her to be able to, you know, fit the outfit, make any necessary adjustment. So I'm going to be closing up the zipper allowance by turning my lining, the right side of my lining, to face the right side of the fashion fabric like I am doing in the video, and I'm going to be stitching by 1/4 inch to give me a neat zipper line right there. I realized I didn't show you guys that I actually did the same thing on the sides before joining. Initially, I wanted to do an inseam finishing on the sides, but then because of the same reason I told you guys, I had to leave the zipper out. I also did the same thing on the side, closed up the side by 1/4 inch so that I can then sew directly, just as if I am sewing without lining. That's the way I treated this outfit. So initially, like I said, I was playing around in seam finishing, joining the fashion fabric for the back to that of the front, but then I changed my mind and did otherwise. But either method you're using, you're going to go ahead to hold up your zipper allowance, then take body measurement and mark, and then sew your side seams together. Now let's move on to working on the trouser. Now we're going to start with the pockets, and we know that we only have pockets on the front piece, right? So this is the pocket, and I'm going to be placing the right side over the right side of the front piece, and we are going to stitch that pocket curve by 1/2 inch. Having done that, I will turn my pocket around to the other side, then go ahead to top stitch. Now if you want to notch, you can notch if you have a fabric that doesn't fray easily. That's what I was just showing you guys. I didn't notch for this. Okay, so I turned this around this way, gave it a good press, and went ahead to top stitch on the pocket curve by 1/4 inch. This has a way of making your pocket lay flat, and it also gives it a very professional finishing. Now to continue with fixing my pocket, I'll be taking the pocket facing and, you know, just arranging it underneath the first part of the pocket that we just sew in. This way, doing all my pinnings, and I'll go ahead to stitch round by 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch from this point all the way round. Once the pocket is fixed, I'm going to place the right side over the left side, and we are going to be stitching the crouch closed by 1/2 inch from the waistline down to the inseam. So let's set the front aside and work on the back, and we don't have much to do here, honestly. From the waistline, I will be taking the measurement for my zipper allowance. You know, we have zipper allowance on the bodies, right? So I measured 10 or 9 inches, yeah, 9 inches downward. So from that point, I'm going to stitch my my 1/2 inch from that point to the inseam for the back, leaving open the upper part for our zipper. Okay, so having done that, this is what we'll have. Next, I'm going to place the front over the back like so, and along the inseam you have to align the crouch curve seam, that seam we just created. You have to align properly, align the waistline properly, and we are going to go ahead to stitch the side seam by our seam allowance, which is 1 inch, but I think I made use of half an inch for mine. Okay, so I haven't done that. The inseam also needs to be stitched together, the front over the back, and you're stitching by half an inch. Easy peasy, right? Yes. Remember our straight peplum, right? We are going to work on that next. Now this is on fold, and you can see with the division at the center that it is the back, it is the one for the back, right? So from the center back, I'm going to measure the waist circumference divided by 4 and add that 1 inch for zipper allowance. I'm going to mark that on this side, and I will even mark it on the layer underneath. Okay, I also pick that of the front, put it on fold, and mark the waist circumference divided by 4, and that I have marked on both sides of my straight peplum. Now I'm going to lay the right side of the front over the right side of the back peplum, aligning the points I just marked together. And from the point I marked, we are going to stitch towards the side of the straight peplum. We are leaving open the center part because that's the part we are going to be attaching to our bodies. So from the point marked all the way down on this side and on the other side as well. Now that is done, we are going to stitch the back onto the back bodies and the front onto the front bodies. You will have to notch around the side that you marked just so you can have a continuous seam. Okay, so I'm going to place the part I marked at the side seam on both sides of the bodies right here, and we are stitching by half an inch. Once I stitch the front, get to the side seam, I will continue with the back and until we get to the zipper allowance. Here's what we have so far, and this is what we have on the inside. Now it is time to join the bodies and the trouser together, and this one should come easily, right? Just make sure that the side seams on your bodies align with that of the back. After all, we made use of the same measurement, so there's no reason for them not to align, right? Yeah, you can start by pinning the waistline of the trouser to the waistline of the bodies, just so you are sure as you sew. Having joined the trouser onto the bodies, this is what I have. Now I will go ahead to sew my zipper onto the zipper allowance, and also to fold my hem and tack. You can also just stitch your hemline. Remember, I have a 1 inch hemming allowance. This is what we have as our final look. It looks very cute, it looks very colorful, very beautiful. Let me know if you'll be trying this out. If you enjoyed watching this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also share the videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.